everybody. Welcome back. Oh, hello. Good to see you again. All right, we're going to dive into today's Photoshop Daily Creative Challenge. One thing I did want to talk about in the last segment was content credentials. So you could always kind of turn that on and track your creative work and expose your assets and everything you did to edit an image, which might be something good to look at for these daily creative challenges. Thank you so much, Michelle. You're awesome. Audio and video are good. Long time no see. Biola. All right, so let's do this. How's our hair? How's the music? We ready? We've done our stretches. We're feeling good. We've maybe hopped out to Discord, right? And if you didn't jump out to Discord, you also have behance.net/challenge/Photoshop. So right here. Bingo. And we're at day one. Photo polishing. Clean up your act, people. Clean it up. Clean up your photos. Use content-aware tools and adjustment layers. And actually we're going to use some new tools. So there's something for everybody in day one. My fear is going too deep too soon. Because again, these are just daily challenges to get you started. Notice right out here, that's where you'll get the file as well, right? Get started, click, grab that asset. You'll see it load up right in here. Or use your own photos. So that's the goal. I could imagine, chances are, Stoney, you probably have an asset that, that you need to clean up. Right, because that's what these are. We'll open this up. It's just like a couple images of some people. You get the idea. Okay, you can, and I like showing this as well. Like you can go to, whoop, let's hit cancel there. Photoshop. I show this. I like showing this because, like, hey, you don't have a photo of yourself. You can go to import. Let's make sure this should be working fine. Images from device. No. Boy, did that go away? Hold on one second. Oh, here we go. Import from phone or iPad. So you could literally have, if you have your iPhone connected, sorry, this is Mac only currently, you can go ahead and take a photo. And here it says, take a photo with your phone. Flip this camera around. We'll do like... My hair is extra high today, but there it is, right? Bringing that straight in. And there you go. There's our first lesson. You can now play with this all day long. All right. People are working and lurking. I'll try to keep my voice at a reasonable volume for you, everybody that's working. And it sounds like Norsh is new to that. So that's going to import from phone or iPad. And as long as it's connected, you just go down to take photo, right? So that's what happens right there. I already closed that, just so you know, because it was scaring me. And yeah, I could probably use an image of myself, but that's the goal for you. It's just like, take a photo of yourself. There we go. This one isn't blurry. That earlier one was blurry. And here we are. Okay? That was just taken live. You could jump in. Remove the background, do all that stuff, right? Clean up the skin, all of that, right? The quality isn't that great because it's using the front-facing camera on my iPhone, right? Yeah, that's easily gives me another 2. I'm easily 6'2" with my hair that way, okay? But let's go to these photos that I gave you because I'm like, hey, this is us. This is us. This is me all the time. I went through this phase where, like, you know what? You just have bad skin, you know? And how do you clean this up? So this is hugely important. How do you clean up this skin, right? So we have that layer selected. You could also pick this person if you want to. I have 2 different examples to show. And a lot of people will show, and it actually is very nice, jumping over to your healing tools over here, right? There's a number of tools off to the side. So we could go ahead and you would pick the Band-Aid probably. Like, that's perfect. Let's pick that spot healing brush tool. And this is actually what you can use as you go through. Select that layer and you just click and you start healing those spots. Let me make sure this is on normal. Click, click, and we can clean that up like so. Right, so this is probably the easy way to clean up any spots that you may have in photos, whatever the spot may be. In this case, like, these are going to go away in, you know, a couple weeks, you know. So, yeah, we're cleaning it up just by clicking. It doesn't get any easier than that, right? And by the way, you could do full brush strokes, right? It's going to be maybe a little bit harder to match, but this actually works out pretty well. This is a destructive process, right? But what you could do is, if you're working on one layer, what I mean by destructive is I can't bring those blemishes back if I wanted to. So what if I wanted to show the client a before and after? I can't bring back the original image, right? So what I can do is I can undo all those, undo all that stuff, right? Rather than working on the image, it's this little checkbox right up here. With the healing brush selected, right up here, we want to sample all layers. Just make sure that's turned on. Yeah, I wish we had a healing brush tool back in junior high. Oh man, the things that we thought were such a big deal when we were in middle school. You know, I remember thinking of, you know, my hair was such a big deal to me when I was a kid. I was like the guy that had that cool hair, I would like to think. But that mattered a lot. No, I don't care so much. So anyways, that's my story. All right. We go to new layer. By the way, I did that really fast. Thank you for bringing that up. Matthew Roberts, new layer. Right down here. How do we bring up a new layer? We have the layers panel and we'll click right here. Create new layer. Bingo. It creates this lovely new layer. Nothing is on it. Right? We could pick the brush, right? And we could take, you know, a color, and I could paint on that layer. And now this layer contains that brush that I can move around. So thus is the power of layers. What was it? Photoshop version 3.5 or 4? Oh, Brittany, you are so nice. Oh, you're so nice. Thanks for the hair compliment. You know, some days when you're just like, yeah, I have cool, my hair's looking good today. And then you just like have a little pep in your step. But now with this new layer added and sample all layers turned on, I can jump in and it's working non-destructively. So the goal number one out of everything you learn, you want to work non-destructively. So you can always go back. And by the way, all rules are meant to be broken. So I'm sure I'll contradict myself. You know, because sometimes if I'm removing, if a photo is taken on a white background and I remove the white background, yeah, probably it will not. I do that destructively because sometimes I don't need the white background of photos, right? But all I'm doing is clicking in here and cleaning this up. There's a better way, so I'm going to bring this to the next level for those of you who have been with me for a bit or have been with us on Adobe Live. And if you're new here, feel free to say hi. Oh, Don Marie says version 4 was layers. Okay, so I learned right at 3.5 into 4. Like, I think they just installed version 4.0 in art school when I started back in the day at Rocky Mountain College of Art and Design here in Denver, Colorado, where I got an illustration degree and graduating in 95. So now you know. Okay, so that's actually looking pretty good. This is one way of doing things. Works fantastic. Yes, Fairy, thank you so much for saying that you saw a photographer retouch photos so extreme that it became worse. That's a good point, because you might overwork a photo and you remove all the character from it, and it just looks fake, right? We're going for realness. We're not trying to make this fake at all, but you can see this is the newly edited. This is after taking some, oh gosh, what is after taking going to the doctor and going to a dermatologist and all that stuff, dermatologist helps them out, you know, sort of like clean skin layer. That's what we'll call it, okay? And there we have it. All right, and again, I know it's not that simple, but you know what? You're more than just your face. Let's take this next level. You ready for this, Susan? And Sam knows what's up as well. General Kenobi, let's take this. Rather than doing things even like this, right? Check this out. I can take it to the next level because I want to take this and I want to convert this to a smart object. Okay? This is day one. What the heck is a smart object? A smart object is going to protect this layer. So let me show you the difference. We'll have two layers. One's going to be regular, and this is your smart object layer. And let's put both of these side by side. So we'll scale them down. Like so. The regular and the smart object layer right there, side by side. Let's zoom in on these and see if there's any real difference between the two. Not really. But watch what happens if I take it back up. So basically, if I shrink something down, I'm getting rid of all those pixels. Because really, there's only a certain number of pixels per inch. So if I shrink it down, and then I decide I want to scale it back up, it has to make all those pixels magically again. That's why you can't take a low resolution. It's like I took a low resolution photo and now I'm trying to make it high resolution. No, that doesn't work because now look at how fuzzy he looks. Look at it's not clear at all, right? So that's the problem, when it comes to resolutions, right? Let's take, for instance, let's do the same thing with a smart object. So we turned this into a smart object. Smart object is going to protect all those pixels because if we double click on a smart object, guess what? It's a separate file, right? That's awesome. All those pixels are still there. So we again are working non-destructively so we could shrink it down as small as we want and bring it back up in size. And guess what? All the pixels are still there and it looks gorgeous. So again, you have your before and then your after. All that to say, heck, use a smart object when you can. Speech over. Yeah, mosaic effect. You know, you could do mosaic effect right in here. So we can go down to stylize. There we go. Mezzo tint, mosaic under pixelate. So it's like you ran a mosaic effect on it. Oh, Michelle, you are too nice. Thank you so much. But this is huge. So there it is. It's protected and all this good stuff. Protected. So now what we could do, we're ready for this, and this is for people who've been here with me before. We want to touch up his skin, and this time we're going to use Camera Raw Filter, right? So this is an app within an app. You always use smart objects with mockups. Good call, Lisa. Man, I tell you, it's so nice. So this is Camera Raw version 14. This is brand new. But this does a lot of stuff for us, right? We can zoom in and out. In fact, if there's ever an easy button, I usually consider this the easy button, right? If I want to click auto, it'll balance out the image, adjusting the highlights, the shadows, the whites, the blacks. This photo is already pretty good, so auto doesn't do that much. But this will actually do some of your color adjustments just with one click, which is fantastic. Fantastic. Here's the new stuff. So this is exciting right up here. Oh, guess what? Another Band-Aid. This is great. We're getting raw. We're going to use this spot removal. Hey, that's what we're doing. We're removing spots. Command plus to zoom in, and let's watch this do its thing. We'll click right here. Bingo. Ooh, what's this? It stretches, and now we have this new information. It's like, hey, I'm sampling from right over here and putting that right there. So we have more control over the sampling when it comes to spot removal in Camera Raw. Boop. Oh, it grabs from there. Oh, guess what? We can move that up there. Let's take that. Boop. Add your own sound effects. Zip. Boop, boop. This is one thing I want to do real fast. Let's try this. Let's get up here. Okay, let's just click once, maybe. Click. Let's see if I can. But usually the feathering you could even change after the fact, right? So that's what this does. And I thought that was really cool. You can't change the size after the fact, but you can change the feathering. You don't really notice it. But yeah, that's just kind of cool. Things that you could do after the fact. You click. Oh, wait, I want a sample from a different location. You get the idea. Okay, so that's all we're doing. We're going to do some cleanup. Right? Take one of your photos. Yeah. You know, one of the photos where maybe you didn't have a good skin day. Right? And then jump in and do your cleanup. Just like I'm doing here. Right? So we're adding all these points, as you can see. Super fun, easy to do, right? If you click on another tool, those little dots will disappear, right? So that looks better. You can hit the P key. P is for Paul. No, actually it's for presentation. But if you hit the P, you get the before, and then you get the after. Before, after. Boom, boom, boom. We're making dreams come true, right? We're just getting rid of things that would go away within 2 weeks. So we're not removing moles or altering his face in any way. You ready for this? I'm going to show this as well. I feel like I'm covering a lot. Ooh, thanks. Chris Olson says sometimes adjusting the opacity will make it blend in even more. Yeah, good call. I haven't played with opacity much. But that's off to the side. We could see opacity. There's healing, and then there's direct cloning. What is direct cloning? It's just literally gonna take this spot and is not gonna match the tone of the surrounding area. So it's gonna be more of a drastic, see that? A drastic change. Guess what? It's magic, everybody. It's all magic. Marsha, it's magic. Look at this, because I just realized, again, after the fact, I want to point out the difference between heal and clone. Clone takes that exact spot. But again, look what I'm doing. Even after the fact, I'm like, oh, I didn't want clone. Oh, I can change it back to heal. And then if I move it, it updates. So that happens as well. And Chris, like you said, you could kind of drop the opacity and then it helps blend it in more as well. Cool. Oh, there we go. We could also use this eyeball to turn off and on, but I like using the P key. Let's move on. Let me do another quick update for you guys. Ready for this? This is, again, I know this is day one, but polishing and cleaning up photos, faces, this is what everybody wants to do. So that's why I'm covering it, obviously. Right? I have this case where, you know, the poor kid's outside, right? His nose is red, his ear's red. A lot of colorization that's happening that I need to clean up. So what I'm going to do there, I'm going to balance out his face more. Now, if I go into the basic stuff, remember I hit the auto button. That's our magic button, right, is the auto. Kind of does some adjustments for me. I usually like going down here to like texture. And watch what happens. We can crank up the texture, right? Makes it look very grainy. Might work if you want a lot of detail. Works great for landscapes. I'm going to take this down, and this is where people make the mistake. We talked about photographers editing photos too much. They take texture down like way too much. Get your fake, get out of here. Why are you taking the texture all the way down? There should literally be a warning like, whoa, whoa. It should literally say that. Whoa, hold on. Oh, you're going to ruin it. Right? Because it's just too fake. So go at max of maybe 25. All right. Enough said there. You could try clarity and dehaze, but I just encourage you to play with these, right? Just to see what you get, right? I usually like to go into detail, right? And add a little bit of sharpening as well. So we'll sharpen it after taking down the texture, take up the sharpening, right? And we're basically smoothing out that face just a little bit more. Get rid of wrinkles? Never. Your wrinkles are part of you and you're beautiful. Okay, Rose? Okay, so what if we want to? By the way, we could change the colors in here, right? We could do this all day long. We can change the colors. But how can we change the color of the nose and maybe not the rest of the face? That's when. You ready for this? Masks come into play. Masking. And this is brand new. So if you're joining me for the very first time, or you've been with us for a long time, we're all at ground zero when it comes to this part. So yeah. Hello, Andrew Kavanaugh. I see you. I see you out there, Muriel. XAIF, good to see you. Awesome. So just welcoming people from Facebook. So we'll go right over here. We could do a select subject. We do all this stuff. Guess what? Brush. Hey, we're familiar with brushes. We'll go in and we'll just paint, and it doesn't matter. Don't worry that it's painting with red, because basically we're just selecting an area. We'll go over here. Notice my size, my flow, feather, all that stuff we could change, but I'm just kind of going in, grabbing some of that ear. We'll grab some of the nose. And what that is doing is this is just showing me the overlay color. That might be kind of hard to see. I could always change it to something else, but that's just the sort of color, the overlay color. You could always turn that off if you want to, right? But what's happening is it created that selection. And then we can go down and says, hey, for that mask, we can say, what do I want to do? Take down the saturation a little bit, because we're removing some of that red. But again, I can take it down all the way, and that's what we're getting rid of. We're getting rid of the red in that nose. I'll take that saturation down a little bit, and then we'll bring up the exposure a little bit as well. So that's what we're doing. In those two cases, right, turn that off, his red nose, making it look like he's not outside. That's all we did, right? Cool thing is we could add to this. If I decide, oh, I should have gotten more of this part right over here. All those settings, I want to add that to those settings, basically. I can brush some more. So I can come over here and brush. Maybe we'll do a little on the lips, because the lips are a little red as well. Do a little bit more on the ears. Right, and I'm adding an additional brush right there. Are you not entertained? So, anyways, I really like that. All right, I could go on and on and on and on and on about Camera Raw because I'm so excited about it. I'm just so impressed by it. You know, I just think it's really cool. What if I decided I want to make the background black and white? Hey, we could do that. You want to see some magic in here? Explore it. Create a new mask. Hey, guess what? This new mask, select the subject. It selects the subject. No, I didn't want the subject selected. I wanted the background. Right over here, invert it. Shabam. Then what do? Rather than taking the saturation down a little, we take it down all the way. So now I've made that background black and white if I wanted to, or take it down a little bit. Right, so that's all I'm doing. Taking that down a little bit, whatever. I'm just having fun here. I can go on and on, but I'm trying desperately to stop myself. But that's how I would actually clean up a face, is using we'll click OK, not only using your tools over here, like this handy Band-Aid spot healing brush, but also using Camera Raw. So there's something for everyone in here. Last thing I would do with this image is I would crop it because I'm too lazy to worry about all the flyaways. Right? So let's do that. That's what I usually use, the selection tool, right? So you have these different selection tools. We have a move tool I showed earlier. We have a selection tool, right? We can jump in and try to select. But all I'm using this for is just to crop. So I'm going to just click and drag, and that's my area that I want to crop. This is what I want to show. And then I'll just go up to image, and I'll go down to crop. Bingo. We'll crop that, and we've fixed all the flyaways. Cool. That's all I've done. Let's do some cleanup. Export out that. Go to File, Quick Export as JPEG or PNG. right? It's going to output it to wherever you tell it to. And then don't forget to upload to good old Discord. Here we are. Photoshop Creative Challenge. And right down here, challenge, this challenge tab, right? Take that, drop it in here. And this is the photo polishing. And upload it. So yeah, make that subject pop, clean it up, right? This is the young gentleman we all know and love, and he looks amazing. And yeah, we're just trying to get your true self to kind of shine through is the goal. And thank you everybody for posting in here. It looks like somebody got a hold of that. One thing I was going to do in there, and you guys know me, I always like doing something at the last minute, you know, is go into filter, liquify. This is what I was going to do with this photo. It recognizes the face. Guess what? We can go ahead and make that person smile. So hopefully these daily creative challenges make you smile a little and you enjoy it. And that is liquify. That's for another day. And I just thank you for hanging out with me this fine Tuesday morning or afternoon, wherever it may find you. Thank you, General Kenobi, Robert, Sean, Mia, you guys are my friends, and I'll see you guys all very soon. So thanks so much for watching. Stick around for more Adobe Live coming up. Thanks.